Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Tracy from Crochet Rossetti. If you're new to my channel, this is where we do a lot of crochet, some knitting. Just started knitting a few months ago. I just started cross stitching because I don't have enough stuff that I do, right? Yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but mostly crochet and a lot of yakking. Anyway, welcome to all my new subscribers, and thanks guys who keep coming back and watching. I really appreciate it, and yeah, I'm enjoying this journey with all you guys. I've made a lot of friends. I don't really have many crafty, well, I wouldn't say crafty friends. I'm sure I do, but I don't work, I stay home, so you guys keep me company. Anyway, I figured I would start off first by congratulating the two winners of my latest giveaway, and I will get those prizes out this week. So I will name the winners and answer their questions first, and I will do a separate video where I'll answer a few questions at a time because there was a lot. I think there was like, there's a lot of comments. I don't want to say the number because I can't be 100% sure. I could look, but I'm not going to. So congratulations to Mimi's Crafty Crojo. And her question was, do I prefer to make critters or wearables? Honestly, critters is my love. I love making them. But when I get tired of making critters, or if my brain is not processing ideas for new critters, I will make wearables, washcloths, teach myself a new craft. Yeah, but critters is where it's at for me. I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love making wearables, but when you see a critter that you create in your own mind and you see it come to life and gain a personality, there's no better joy than that. So that's my favorite. Excuse me guys, allergies. And then the other winner was Susie Q. And her question was, what's my favorite yarn? I don't think I could actually say that I have one favorite yarn, because I think there's a lot of yarns I like for different types of projects. I can tell you one yarn that I'm not crazy about, and not that I don't use it, because I do, because I grew up, that's what we had, was Red Heart Super Saver. And I find that to be very irritating on the skin. It's beautiful after washed, but when you work with it at the time, I find it irritates my fingers. And but they're great for making dolls. It has a nice stiff consistency. I have made blankets before with the Red Heart, but that would be my least favorite. So it's easier for me to name my least favorite than my favorite, because there's so many great yarns out there, and there's so many great yarn companies to explore, and I'm having a blast exploring as many as I can. My wallet's not happy with me. My house looks like a yarn bomb. But that's okay, whatever. So I figured today we'd start off with congratulating those two winners. Packages will go out this week. I got emails from both winners. Thank you so much for getting right back to me. I appreciate it. Talk about an old project that I did. Last fall, I made a bunch of pumpkins. And I was telling you how I did the cinnamon sticks. And I just shoved them in the center. And this is just raffia. Yeah, so what I did is I bought, it's an extra long, I think they use it for like doll making, but it's a really long needle. It'd be equivalent in the thickness of a yarn needle. And that helps you to get to the bottom, because I found that the smaller needles were hurting my thumb. So I did find them. If I can find the name of them or a link to them, I'll link it down below. But I found them very helpful when you need to go through bigger, thicker projects when you're making dolls or plushies. So I made this one here, and this would just, I think this was AC Moore, the Stitch Studios tweed, and this one, and the cinnamon sticks still smell. Love it. So I got these two here. I did this one here in yellow, and I think this is just, no, this would be AC Moore's Stitch Studio 2, I believe. I don't know the color, because again, it was a year ago. Then I made this blue one, which is this Stitch Studio in tweed. And I decorated them with raffia. You can also do silk flowers, and I'll show you one that I made a couple years ago out of scraps. I made this one. This one's my favorite. I love the looks of the cream with the raffia and the cinnamon stick. So I think I'm gonna make some more of these this year. This is one I made a couple of years ago. And this one here, I decorated with a stick from my backyard. And it's just a round circle, little pumpkin, apple, whatever it be, a fall decoration. And I hot glued some flowers and leaves onto the top. But it's cute enough. And it was just a scrap, and I believe this is Lion Brand's, the yarn that nobody likes to crochet with because I can't think of the name of it right now. But anyway, it was an older one. But I made this like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. So that was an older project that I thought I would share with you. Yeah, those are real fun to make, and they're really easy. You can make them in any shape, size, put faces on them. I do have a couple in my Etsy shop that I made that I put faces on, and I did it in kid colors, like bright iridescent, like orange and greens. Yeah, and those were fun to make. So now onto a project that I'm starting. So as I'm organizing, getting my kids ready for school, and I'm gonna run on here because I haven't done a video and I think a podcast 2 weeks, maybe 3, closer to 3 weeks. So bear with me, please. So I was going through, let me see if I can show you, if you can see it. See that wicker thing there? That is filled with all, ooh, I don't want to spill my coffee. That is filled with all balls, filled, stuffed with balls of yarn from past projects. So is this. And I said, you know, I got all this new yarn that I want to use, but yet I still have all this old yarn. Don't get me wrong, I've donated to charities and other things, like taking the yarn, you know, made sure they're all balled up properly. I've gifted some of the older scraps that were usable sizes. But this time I figured I'm gonna use it. So what I started doing is I'm gonna start with this bin here. And what I'm gonna do, and there's some really ugly colors in there too, so I don't know. I'm going to try my best to work through some of this and pick colors out of them. And this project right now is small enough that it's living in my Mrs. Brown bag with my Mrs. Brown bag pin. And that's from the Grocery Girl Knits. So I picked some colors. Let me show you what colors I picked first. So I picked this nice cream, and this is a Hobby Lobby yarn. I think most of this is Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. So I picked the cream color, and that will be my base color for the project. Then I picked this color blue. I'm all a mess here. I'm not gonna untangle it on here. And this, it's almost like a corally color. And this green. So I picked those 4 colors to start with. So that was 4. I actually used up one of the scraps of the white, the cream color. So that was 1 gone. And then I started putting together squares. And this is the Sunburst square. I followed a pattern. It's from a UK designer, so I had to reverse the terms to English, but I also changed up the pattern a little bit so that it wasn't so gappy or drapey, because I like a nice crisp corner to my blankets. So what I tried to do was take the colors and put them together as many different ways as I could. And I probably won't have enough to finish a blanket. And I got all these little pieces here with all my colors. And I'm gonna make a blanket. Another one. Because I need another blanket. Not really, but I do like making blankets as big projects. Something to have to the side. So usually I like to have a blanket, a critter, and a wearable. 3 projects, which has been getting a little out of control because I'm knitting now too. So, yeah. And that can be overwhelming. So I'm gonna pause this video, take this, put it away, and I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay. As far as crochet whips, I think that's the only one besides my shawl, the sister shawl, that I still have not finished, but need to. And I said I was gonna finish it, and I just haven't gotten to it, but I will. I actually could end it now because I think it's large enough to be a wearable, but I'm sitting on that for right now because, again, there's just so much going on. So that's the only other whip I have that's a crochet whip. Now, knitting wise, I showed you guys a hat that I was working on, and I was making a large tube. Oh, goodness gracious. Hold on a minute. Okay, forgot that I had the ball in there. So I made a long tube and then I cinched it at the top. This is a knit project. It's a double knit hat. It wasn't big enough when I stopped it. So what I did is I went in, I don't know if you can see that because it's very small yarn, and I did a 4x4. So 4 knit, 4 purl, you know, that thing that goes around the head. I need a sip of coffee. I drink my coffee out of a ball jar. It's homemade cold brew coffee. I like the cold brew. It's not as acidic as hot coffee or just regular iced coffee. I really enjoy that. And then I have my sweater that I'm working on. I'm still working on the second panel. So I got about half the second panel done, and then I got to start the sleeves, and then I will assemble. So that's that. Do have some finished projects to show you guys too. I think it was 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, I did some yarn dyeing. I can't show you all of it because I did gift 2 skeins of it. Well, actually I didn't gift, I gifted back 2 skeins because somebody gifted me some yarn to dye and I gifted it back to them dyed. But anyway, so here is my dyed yarn. Very colorful. Dobie, stop. Sorry guys. I have the front door open and the screen. So he could sit in front of the door at the screen. Isn't that pretty? Is it wrong that I love the smell of wool? It makes me happy. So that's one. And so what I figured was with this one, I took and did 2 other skeins to match this one. So I'm gonna have 3 hanks of this. This is not going in the shop. I'm gonna need to do more yarn to put in the shop because all of it sold. So I did 3 skeins that would work together. So then I did a blue one, and this was extra dye that I had from that project. So this is almost like a darker to lighter in the blue, and then I did in the fuchsia. So, and that's again darker. So what I did is I put half the hank in to absorb most of the dye color, and then I slowly added the rest in to absorb the rest. So I believe that these 3 colors together are gonna make a gorgeous shawl. So that's a future project for me to work on. I would love if somebody would share a pattern, either a beginner knit friendly shawl pattern, or I can do an advanced crochet pattern shawl if somebody wants to share one with me for me to make. If anybody has any ideas for me, you share that below. So that's my yarn. Now, finished projects. I'm gonna take this down. Actually, guys, I've gained so much weight from this pandemic. It's insane. Totally insane. I need a diet. I don't really care though. I'm 50. It's good. My husband doesn't care. Why should I care? So I did this here. Let's see if I can't. You know what? Let's take it off. So this is the front. Okay. And this is the back, and yes, it's different colors because it was done in 2 pieces. It was 2 granny triangle shawls. And then I seamed here. So it could actually even be worn like this also. Now it has a longer length on the sides. So see what I did, because I wanted the longer part here. I did a chain 4 triple crochet to start each end. So that way it grew more on the ends than the rest of the shawl. So that's that, and that was using the Havana from Hobie. And let's see if it has a color number. I still have this much of the blue left. I was debating on doing a picot border and decided against it because I like the way it looks as is. So I'll probably use this for something else. I'm just not sure what. So this is color number 4 in the Havana, and it's a 55% cotton, 45% acrylic. And this yarn is a joy to work with. It doesn't split. I love it. I love a lot of yarns, like I said. It's easier to name ones I don't like than ones that I do like. Should always start my videos. Hi, my name is Tracy and I'm a yarnaholic. Yep. Craftaholic, yarnaholic. So that's that finished project. I loved making it. It was easy. I didn't have to follow a pattern. Very easy. So my next finished project, hold on a second. Is my new Snarky Witch. I have not named her yet. This time I gave her longer arms and legs. She's a little tutu skirt. I still have to weave in these 2 ends here from her hat. I made a hooded shawl for her to wear over her shoulders. That's the front, is a little pretty bow there. I gave her some little locks to the front. She has little eyebrows in her eyes. I love her little snarky smile. So this is my new doll. She's a good size. She will be going in the shop probably next week. Now, last year I made my little Ghosty. Ghosty is going to be her friend, her little lap friend that she can hold on to, her doll, her Ghosty doll. So this will be going into my shop. And I was talking to my husband about a price. And I'm thinking it's going to be going in for about $65 with free shipping. So, what do you think of her? I love her. I was thinking about adding something a little more, but I'm like, you know what? No. So that's that. Love to know what you guys think of her. And so it's time to start working on a new one. So now I have purchased a few books. I did have one that I had pre-ordered a while back, and that was the Unicorns and Dragons. So I did get that. There's some great patterns in here. I'm not usually one to follow patterns for critters, but I think I will. I have this one, and I have the, I think I have two more by the same author. So I think I'm gonna try to make a pact with myself, seeing as I purchased the books, to at least make one pattern per month out of one of my crochet pattern books. Because if I purchase them, what's the sense of purchase them if you're not going to use them? I mean, they're great for inspiration, but these people took a lot of time to write these patterns, and I would love to make one. So that was one that I purchased. Then I purchased the corner to corner lap throw. So I believe they call them Grafkins. And I've never done a graph before, so I thought maybe I would try one. And this wasn't that much money. It was cheap. I got it off Amazon. So yeah, I'm gonna try that one. Even if I make pillows out of them, something. And then when I was at the bookstore, I took my son, we got him a gift card for the bookstore for his birthday, and we took him up to Barnes & Noble to buy some new books. So when I was there, I picked up a couple things, because who can go into a bookstore and not buy books, right? Just like going into the yarn store. Who can go into the yarn store and not buy yarn? I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. Anyway, I found this, and this was in their magazine section, and this is where the pattern came for the sunburst blanket. And I believe it is UK. Yes, it is definitely UK, because it's the sheepies.com thing on the back. But it's a good little book. It's just the thing is, you gotta translate their terminology to your own. Some great little patterns in there. So I enjoy it. I like picking up magazines. They're great to just shove in your bag. And this is the blanket there. Hers looks a lot bigger. They use thicker yarns. I did make a mistake on it though, and I didn't see that it said chain one in between, but that's okay, because it will stretch out in between the puffs. And I should have known better, because I've done sunburst blankets before. And then, remember that book, The Girl on the Train? I believe that was the name of it. Yep, Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. And everybody was reading it. The book was great. I loved the book. I just happened to be in the bookstore, and she had another book there. So I figured I'd give that a whirl. I did finish one book this summer, which is very abnormal for me. I usually read a ton in the summertime. And it was called A Danger to Herself and Others. And the only reason why I don't have it to show you is because I dropped it in the pool. Because that's where I read it, in the pool. It's the only reason why I think I finished a book, was because I was reading it while I was in the pool. It was in the young adult section when I was with my son, and he was picking out books a couple weeks, probably about a month and a half ago. I picked up that book. It looked good. I don't mind reading young adult books. I'll read anything. It doesn't matter to me. So, yeah, that's everything I have to share with you. I have not started the book yet. That is my goal today, to sit down and take a half an hour to myself and read. Yeah, and I need to start another doll. And I'm not sure if I want to do another witch and keep that going, or a scarecrow. I'm not sure yet. I said to my husband, I wish I could do 2 at a time, keep one, sell one. Because that was another thing someone asked me, do I find it difficult to part with the critters that I make? Yeah, it's really hard. So we were talking the other night, and I think what we're gonna do is we're going to start a photo album of all the dolls that I make and sell, so that way I have a memory of that project, but I don't have 100 dolls sitting around my house. So I think that's a good idea. If anybody else has any other ideas, feel free. Scrapbook maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're trying to think of some idea so that I can go back and look. I know I said I wasn't gonna buy any more yarn. I placed an order with Hobby Lobby because they had a sale. Yep. I knew it wouldn't last. And I did buy a skein of yarn from Lether, but what I'll do is I will show all that at the same time. Not a lot. I mean, I've been on probably about every website possible that sells yarn, and I've told myself, you're not buying any yarn, and I don't. But when I was on Hobby Lobby the other day, I needed some more of that cream color, because if I'm gonna do that project with the blanket, I need more cream, and they just so happened to have the yarn on sale, so I picked up a couple extra colors. Yeah. So I have that coming in. I did subscribe to Lether to try. What else do I have coming in? That might be it. I've been really good at not spending too much money and not ordering too much all at once, which is very hard. I actually went into Michael's and I went to buy just fall decorations, and I'm like, just go see what they have for yarn. And I went over. My Michael's stinks. They don't have much for yarn, but I went over there and they had those big giant cakes, and I had one in my hand, and I'm like, I said to my husband, which ones do you like? This is great for a blanket. You know, maybe it was buy one, get one 50% off. And I'm like, $30-something for, I really don't need the yarn. So I put it back and I walked away. I got my fall decorations. I did buy 2 Halloween colors of Liquitex Basics so that I can do a couple wood paintings to put in the shop for the fall Halloween theme. Yeah, it was really good. I was so proud of myself. So that's that, guys. This video got long and very chatty. Yeah, give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for coming by and watching me. And if you want to, head on over to Facebook and join my group, Crochet Rossetti. You can find me on Instagram as Crochet Rossetti. My Etsy shop is CrochetRossettiArt, all one word. And I am on Pinterest, where I go to find inspiration for recipes, paint projects, needle felting, knitting, crocheting, rock painting. So I have all kinds of boards for you guys to look at for inspiration if you choose to. So congratulations to the winner of the giveaway. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to all my new subscribers, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.